Welcome to the adjectives video. We're here to describe and compare nouns, and that's what adjectives do. They are used to describe someone or something, and they give more information in a sentence. They can give meaning and colour and life to the boring old nouns. As you look at this picture of the building site, can you describe the rocks? Can you describe the digger? Can you describe the workman? All of these things that you use to describe are adjectives. Adjectives describe nouns, the size, colour, shape, texture and emotion of the noun. For example, this little guy, he's little, brown, round, furry, tired. So that's the size, colour, shape, texture and emotion of this little dog. And all of those things are adjectives. Notice that they are separated by a comma. These number adjectives give the quantities to the nouns. For example, we've got 9 geese, and that's the second runner there in her red singlet. If you've got an indefinite number, you're not quite sure of how much you've got, you might say some or a few. And these are adjectives to describe the number of nouns that are there. Now here are some adjectives of degree, and they compare different things by saying how much they are like each other. So you might look at the neatest owl, the teacher at the beginning of the school year, or the messiest owl, and that's what the teacher looks like at the end of the year. You have to wait and see. And here we have some mountains in a picture. There's the tall mountain at the bottom, the taller mountain in the middle, and the tallest mountain is at the top. Each of these compare by a degree from small, smaller and smallest, and they often end in those kind of endings. Some adjectives of degree are formed by placing more or most in front of the adjective. So more beautiful or most beautiful, more helpful or most helpful, more famous or most famous, for example. Okay, so we have antonyms or opposites, and they're probably the first adjectives you ever learnt. Have a little look. Which adjectives would you describe these Star Wars guys? Would you say baddie and goodie? Would you say black and white? What about these? Would you say green and red, or go and stop? Have a think about that one. How would you show their opposite? Yes, so you describe the glass, which is the noun, as full or empty. And here's the same lady on 2 different days. On one day she's feeling hot, and on one she's feeling cold or even freezing. This is my favourite. I think this little girl's gorgeous. She's sad mad in 1 second, and the next second she's very happy. So these adjectives, sad mad and happy, red and green, white and black, are all opposites, and they're all adjectives. Okay, so how do I spot an adjective in a sentence? It's really easy. What do? You look for the noun. So that's the person, place or thing that's in the sentence. So let's have a look at this one and find out what we see. So I heard the loud noise coming from the spooky house. Now, are there any people in there? No. Are there any places? Well, there's the house. Is there any things? I heard the noise. There's a noise. That'll do. Now I can heard and coming there, both the verbs. So we're not looking for those. We're looking for the nouns, the things. Now what is describing those things? Let's find out. What sort of noise is it? It's a loud noise. So this is the adjective. And what sort of house is it? It's a spooky house. So that's the adjective. These nouns need something to describe them. So if you look for the people, places or things, you'll find that they're described by the adjectives. Now finally, how do I use an adjective in a sentence? Well, very briefly, you need to describe or compare the nouns. So let's have a look at this sentence here. One day I went to the beach. So if we're looking for nouns, what are the people, places and things? Well, the place is the beach, and the day is one of the things. The went is a verb, so it's not that. We're not describing the went. Okay, so what sort of day is it? Well, it's a sunny day. That's the type of day you want to go to the beach. And And we might say, instead of the beach, we might say Cronulla Beach. And then we've given it a proper noun with a capital letter. Cronulla Beach. So one sunny day, I went to Cronulla Beach. Now, if I want to change that entirely and make it a totally different sentence, I might say one rainy day, I went to the grey, icy beach. And that gives you a totally different picture. It's not the same as before. Adjectives can do that. They can totally change a sentence. That's why advertisers use them when they're trying to sell their products, and it's why we use them when we're comparing things and describing things. Well, that's it for adjectives today. I hope you have fun using your adjectives and enriching your sentences.